I have chosen to, as one of my two discussion topics for this week, I have chosen the elements of negligence in Tennessee. So I have come to the Westlaw database, and as you can tell here, I made sure I have Tennessee as where I want to be searching. In my search bar, I have elements in the same sentence as negligence, and it came up, what are the elements of negligence in Tennessee? So when I click on that, it's going to bring up this very first case that tells me that gives what the elements of negligence are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just click on this case, and as you can see in the key sites, it goes on to tell what you got to have to establish negligence in Tennessee. So I'm going to come in through my case, or into my opinion, and we granted. So this is, I guess I should tell you, this is a Tennessee Supreme Court case. Supreme Court of Tennessee at Jackson. It's a Southwestern Reporter case, third edition, volume 277 at page 359. It was heard in 2008 at Nashville. So if we go down through here, we should be able to find. We're going to get all the facts of the case, what went on in the facts, and then let's see. I know there's got to be. So here, our Court of Appeals accurately assessed the applicable law or applicable law in order to establish a prima facie claim of negligence. Then we must have a failure to exercise reasonable care. A plaintiff must establish the following essential elements: a duty of care owed by defendant to plaintiff, conduct below the applicable standard of care that amounts to a breach of the duty, an injury or loss, a cause in fact. So the facts have got to support your cause, and there has to be a proximate or legal cause for the negligence. So then the case, of course, runs through that. Then secondly, I have chosen to look at fraud in Tennessee. So I'm doing the same thing. What are the elements of fraud in Tennessee? I'm making sure that I'm in the Tennessee database. And then the actions for fraud. Here's a case, Doghouse Investments versus Teal. As you can see, it's also a Southwestern Reporter case, the third edition, 448, at page 905. This is a Court of Appeals case. It was in Nashville, and actually, application to appeal was denied by the Supreme Court July the 11th of 2014. And in the case itself, we get past all the key sites. We ought to be able to find where the court defines the issues presented, standard of review, breach of lease. I'm going to get there. Okay. The actions of fraud contain four primary elements: intentional misrepresentation of material fact, knowledge that the representation was false, that the misrepresentation was made knowingly or recklessly or without belief or regard for its truth, reasonable reliance on the misrepresentation by the plaintiff and resulting damages, that the misrepresentation relates to an existing or past fact. So those are the elements of fraud in Tennessee. And my other one was the elements of negligence. Thank you.